Question 3. Calvin asked some of his teachers how many children they have, and the table here basically tells us what the results of that were. So 8 of those teachers had no children, 24 teachers have 1 child, 16 teachers have 2 children, and 10 teachers have 3 children. He draws a pictogram below, which basically has the different options here, so the number of children, and instead of having numbers for how many teachers have each of them, there are pictures for the number of teachers. And the idea is that each of these pictures represents a certain number. Now, if I just clear this, 8 teachers have no children, so those 2 stickmen that I've highlighted equals 8. So both of these combined refers to 8 teachers. And I can also highlight the 24 teachers who have 1 child are represented by all of this. So that there is 24 teachers. The question asks us, how many teachers does a single person represent? Now you could use either of these. You could look at the fact that there are 6 stickmen equals, so I'll put 6 stickmen or 6 men equals 24 teachers. So if you want to figure out what 1 stickman is, we do 24 divided by 6. Or you could look at 2 stickmen equals 8 teachers. And we do 8 divided by 2 in order to get our answer for 1. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. It's going to be 4. So a single stickman equals 4 teachers. Next part, complete the pictogram for the information in the table. So the information that we have above, there are 16 teachers that have 2 children. Each stickman is 4, so basically we're counting up the 4 times table. We're going to have a 4, then an 8, then a 12, then a 16. So I'm going to have 4 stickmen representing 16. For the last one, we have 10 teachers. Again, looking at the 4 times table, we have 4, we have 8, but then we have half. There's 2 left over, and the whole thing here would have been 4 to make 12, but we don't need a whole stickman. We only need half a stickman because we are looking for 2. So it's going to be 4 here, and a 2. However you draw the half a stickman, it doesn't technically matter. Normally you might have a clue with how they've drawn a half stickman elsewhere in the pictogram, but they've not done that here. As long as you draw half a stickman in this box here, along with 2 whole stickmen before it, you're going to get the marks for it. So 2 ways we could do this is you could draw half a stickman like that. That would be acceptable. Or you would also get away maybe if you've just done a stickman without his legs, something like that. Or even, actually I'll redraw that, or even you could actually just say it's a stickman without his head. You could just draw that, or you could put arms there. It doesn't really matter. As long as it's clear you've only drawn a bit of the stickman and it looks about half, you're going to be able to represent that as being 2. This one here, it was definitely probably the best method of doing it, cutting the stickman down the middle, as morbid as that sounds. But yeah, that is our completed pictogram there. C, find the total number of teachers Calvin asked. Now, we don't need to use the pictogram for this because we have all the information here given in the question with our 8, 24, 16, and 10. So the total number of teachers are going to be 8, 24, 16, and 10 added together, and that's going to give us 58. Lastly, find the ratio of the, let me highlight it here, the number of teachers with 1 child, so that was the blue ones, number of teachers with 1 child to the number of teachers with 2 children. Now I'm highlighting that color-coded just to show you where I'm looking for my information as far as the table above goes. Again, I don't need to use the pictogram here because all of the numbers that we need are in this table. Most specifically, the number of teachers with 1 child is 24, the number of teachers with 2 children is 16. So our ratio is going to start off with the blue number first, 24, 16 being the second number, the number of teachers with 2 children. And then after that, we need to simplify our ratio because it asks us to. 24 and 16 can both be divided by 8. So if we divide both sides of that ratio by 8, we end up with a 3 to 2 which is our final answer. Done.